Hello everyone, I'm Evan, and welcome back to Brick Rigs. Today, we're going to be covering another tank that I've built. This is the multi-crew tank. It doesn't really have a more specific name yet, as I haven't really used it that much or seen how effective it is yet. But this is designed to be ineffective unless you're using like more than one person, because the driver can only control the driving. The hull machine gunner can only control the hull machine gun, though the commander and gunner can trade off. The gunner has very limited visibility, seeing as they're inside the tank and they only have this little scope right here, and then the commander has all-around visibility in his little cupola up here. And he can also control the turret. So you can sort of use this vehicle with two people, one person in the hull and then one person in the commander's position, and still kind of effectively command this tank. But it's ideally you'd have 4 people. So I'm just going to sort of demonstrate here. It's actually also got real bogies for suspension, which doesn't really do that much, but it is something. If you're going for realism, you'd want to be, of course, in this view. You've got your 2 tillers and you've got your speedometer there. So now let's hop over into the. Okay. If we hop down there, we are now in the hull gunner. You're actually looking through the gun, just because I didn't want to have to find a way to do a gun sight and all that at the same time. So you're looking through the gun, and you have a 7-degree arc in all directions, and you can fire the hull machine gun. And then if we move up to the gunner's position, you can see he's got the sight in his face. There's some shells down here, and there's the gun breech. Behind him would be the commander, of course. And if you hit camera, you now have control of the gun. And the control of the gun is actually WASD. So to sort of further the more realistic clunkiness of a tank, let's just put a shot over there. Oop, got the range wrong. There we go. You've got high explosive. And you've got, of course, your AP shot. And then if we go back to the commander's position, you can see I basically have all-around vision up here. My head is sort of sticking out of the top of the cupola a little bit. So I guess you could be vulnerable to sniper fire, but for the most part, this is a fully enclosed space. Actually getting the, like if I just sort of scrap this and then show you in the editor, the turret itself was extremely hard to do, because that I had to make a turret that would spin. As you can see, the actual actuator for it is all the way down here. So if I hide that and take the turret out, you can actually see it's got a real turret basket. Because I had to have a place for the gunner to actually be sitting in, to be at the correct height for the gun. The gun itself, the mantlet moves up and down with the gun. And the turret itself has actually enough space inside to fit these people. In addition, the hull itself also has space to fit these people. I spent a lot of time trying to make sure that the hull was like accurate in how much space your character would need. And I'm pretty proud, I think, of what I've accomplished thus far, because I think that it still makes a relatively good-looking tank. You can see the bogey suspension here. There's a little actuator. that allows these wheels to hinge around. There's some return rollers, quote unquote, although there's no tracks. But yeah, so I just tried to make this as sort of realism-ish as possible. You can see through the grates into the engine spot. The turret actually is only connected to the turret ring at the very bottom, at the hull of the tank, which is realistic to how they're actually connected. So I just think that this is, I mean, it doesn't have a loader, but you can't really, that it's not really something you would need or want. And plus, I've only got like 3 friends that I usually play with, so a 4-person tank is perfect for this. But anyway, this has been the multi-crew tank, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.